Launching and growing a successful coffee shop is no easy task. It takes great coffee, great service, and a great location. But it also takes a great understanding of your numbers. So in this video, I'm going to give you a high-level view of the numbers that you should master before launching your coffee shop. It all really comes down to your sales, gross profit margin, and your overhead expenses. And as you'll see, there's a whole bunch of levers that we can try to push or pull to impact these numbers. We're going to start with sales. So for a coffee shop, in almost every situation, the shop is going to live or die based on getting enough regulars to support the coffee shop with repeat visitors every month. So job number one when you open is to target and acquire those regular, loyal customers that will visit again and again. So in order to do that, you need to bring a lot of new people into the shop, right? So to start, we typically expect that you will spend some advertising dollars to acquire first-time visitors to the shop. And now once that first-time visitor arrives, your goal is to delight them with the product, service, and experience so that they convert into those important regular customers. So why are regulars so important? Well, think about it this way. If you want 2,500 visits to your shop per month, wouldn't it be much easier to find 500 loyal customers that come once per week instead of having to find 2,500 new people each and every month? Eventually, you're going to run out of new people to visit. The shop is going to have to rely on your regulars. So ultimately, your sales projections are as simple as a total number of visits per month made up from first-time visitors and repeat visitors times your average ticket price per sale. According to a study by Wampley, the average local coffee shop ticket is $11.11. So now we're going to jump into gross profit margin. Now each drink or food item that you sell will have a different gross profit margin, right? So typically a coffee shop would want to aim for a gross profit margin target and then price their drinks and food items accordingly. So the way you do that is you calculate how much it costs to produce the item and then add your markup to the cost to hit your gross profit margin goal. A typical restaurant has a food cost of around 30%, which means their average gross profit margin is 70%. So let's say you want to aim for a food cost of 30%. You should calculate exactly how much the ingredients and the cup and the lid, sleeve and straw and napkins and plate, etc. would cost for each item that you want to sell. And let's say a cup of coffee costs you 60 cents. So in order to have a 30% food cost, you need to sell that cup of coffee for $2. So we've talked about sales and gross profit, and now the final piece of the profitability puzzle is your overhead expenses. Your overhead expenses are those expenses like rent, salaries and wages, utilities, advertising, etc. So you'll need to calculate all of your overhead expenses for your specific shop. There's not an industry average that we can use here. We need specifics for your shop. Now let's say that all adds up to $10,000 per month. Now we have all the pieces we need to figure out what it will take for you to be profitable. So I'm going to take you back to high school algebra class to calculate your break-even. Now, to determine when you break even, the calculation will be monthly sales times gross profit margin minus overhead expenses equals 0. So why 0? Because when this equation equals 0, that means you're just breaking even. You're not making a profit, you're not losing any money. So let's say your monthly sales is right at $10,000, and we said we're aiming for a 70% gross profit margin. So $10,000 times 70% equals $7,000 in gross profit. But we said we had $10,000 in overhead expenses each month. So we have a loss of $3,000 per month. Now, if you remember from algebra class, in order to calculate how much in sales we need to generate in order to break even, we can add 10,000 to 0 and then divide by 70%, which is our gross profit margin, and then we'll be left with the sales amount we need in order to break even. Now in this example, that is 10,000 divided by 70% equals $14,285 in sales required to break even each month. Now let's say you go through your sales projection process and you don't think you're going to be able to hit $14,285 in monthly sales. You do have some options. You can find ways to reduce your overhead expenses, or you can find ways to increase your gross profit margins by raising your prices. So there's a crash course on projecting your break-even for your coffee shop. Now we actually have a financial projection template built specifically for coffee shops that is going to help you lay out all of these costs and sales assumptions and make this much easier for you. So next I'm going to dive into the details of our template and actually show you how to build out your financial projections.